From 2016 up to 2018, the French said nothing. But I know they were working with their vassal on the background, telling them to burn villages, to terrorize, to do all the things that they did. You know what I'm saying? So after the American ambassador comes out, then the French ambassador shows up on television.
Et nous savons bien que la France est très attentive, par exemple, à la situation actuellement au Cameroun. Le ministère des Affaires étrangères dit encourager le règlement, on va le dire comme ça, des tensions par le dialogue. Comment est-ce que la France peut participer à ce processus, monsieur l'ambassadeur?
La France, elle peut surtout observer et regarder ce qui se passe, quelles sont justement les voies de ce dialogue mises en place. Le Cameroun est un État souverain qui fait face à une difficulté particulière qui lui appartient de résoudre lui-même. Ceci dit, la France, comme tous les autres amis du Cameroun, ne peut qu'appeler à l'arrêt des violences, à la prise en compte de toutes les demandes des parties.
And that's when they started devising this thing where they would acknowledge some of the problems, but would decide that it has to be solved by them through Pobia.
Yes, it has to be internal.
It has to be internal. And that's when he talked about, oh, you know, they have a right to their own heritage and blah blah blah.
Yes, those are the things that he said, and that is unquestionable. We have a right to be a people, and we have emphasized on this show that yes, because you know we said people have asked me that, so why can't you just sit down and talk with La République? We said no, because La République is tied to France.
Yes, it's not they don't own themselves, yes. So you cannot go and negotiate with them.
Yes, you know, if you have to negotiate, you have to be talking to the slave owner.
Yes,
you know, you can't go and be talking to the slave.
To the slave, yes.
So if La République really wants us to, they have to free themselves from France. So they have those cooperation agreements, and he is talking on the basis of his backing. That is why he can go out and say those things, because he knows that he owns the place and what he says matters.
Yes,
with those cooperation agreements.
Yes,
so he can go on national TV in La République du Cameroun and say those things and say, oh yeah, we consider those things and all blah 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 blah, because he knows that if he decides, he can call in the French army, and the guy in Vomeka will not say, he will not do anything.
No.
So he has that authority. The cooperation agreement give him that authority to speak in that capacity. We did not see those scallywags, those comebacks who were screaming at the American ambassador come out and ask the French ambassador, how come you are interfering in an internal affair?
No,
you see it?
No,
because they know that is their master.
Yes, and that's a very good point, because remember that they had sent a representative who went to Bamenda. And that same representative at some point later actually wrote, and I think we have a clip somewhere, that this thing will be decided in La République, that our case will be decided in La République. I mean, he gave it like that's a command. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he has authority in the place. They own the place, and they think they own us, and I think that's the biggest mistake they made. And if they continue to claim us, I tell you what, they'll lose France-Afrique, because we're not giving up until we own ourselves. And the longer they stay fighting us, the longer they'll be doing damage to their brand. I mean, I don't know that they care about the brand.
They have a brand.
Well, I mean, it's a Nazi brand, but it's their brand. You know what I'm saying? Because most of what is happening in La République is a blueprint from. Look, I hate to use the word Nazi because it's kind of a loaded word, but it is. But this is a case where it is true.
Fascist.
No, what I want to say is that the blueprint, because when Nazi Germany occupied France, they used a German blueprint that did exactly what the French franc is doing in Africa. So they just Charles de Gaulle took that blueprint and implemented it in Africa, and so these are people living under Nazism, and they think that they're a sovereign state, and their intellectuals can see through that.
Vous donnez la parole à ceux qui veulent diviser la nation, et bien ma foi, demain vous ne serez plus là.
C'est une menace, monsieur le ministre?
Je ne vous menace pas, je vous dis ce que vous devez faire. Ce n'est pas une menace. Mais vous devez comprendre qu'à donner la parole aux sécessionnistes, je fermerai votre télévision. C'est pas plus compliqué que ça.
D'accord.
As though the secessionists don't have their own television and we're not living in the Android age. You see how you talked about people believing in their own lies? Mm-hmm. They live they're still living in the last century.
In the bubble.
They're living in a bubble in the last century because, I mean, do you need Equinox now to know what's going on?
No. That is why we say this is the Android generation. And everything is out there, but he still believes that he can go out there and control the narrative.
Yes.
And that woman sat there, she was very smart. When he told her that if you give those so-called secessionists a platform to come and articulate their ideas, I will close down your TV.
Yes.
And the woman looked at her and looked at him and asked him, "Is that a threat, Mr. Minister?" And this guy stupidly said yes.
Well, you know, these are people. These are dictators who are very assured about who is backing them, and that's why they cause a lot of these atrocities, because they know they have France, who sits in the Security Council, who protects them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's why the outing of the American ambassador was a little shocking.
Yeah. So he leaves from there, Chiruma, and then he goes, is it in Fort Hanson that he went and sat with?
Yes.
And then the guy, he said, no, we are not killing anybody.
No, we're not killing.
We are not shooting anybody.
Yes.
And the guy asked him a couple of questions, and he finds himself wanting.
And the military too should stop shooting.
The military has never shot in any. How can you say this?
Many people have been reported dead. We have confirmed on September 22 in the northwest, in Kumbo and in Mafi. Before we leave, Mr. Minister.
Please. The situation is already very complex. Don't put oil in the fire in order to increase the complexity of this problem.
You know, because telling a lie is very, very difficult. But when you speak the truth, it is very easy. It just comes out fluently.
Yes, and so you can open yourself to be investigated.
Yes.
When you tell the truth there, if you say this is daylight, right? Mm-hmm. You don't need to prove anything else, because every test everywhere will show that it is daylight. But when you say this is night when it's daylight, then you have
to explain it.
Then you have the problem of pocketing the sun.
Yes.
Or you have the problem of spinning the world faster or something.
Or digging the ground and putting it in there so it should be night.
And
then he finds himself, asks that guy, how can you say that?
Yes.
Because it is the truth,
yes.
Mr. Chiruma.
Yes.
You said that we are stuck abroad, and your children also are stuck abroad.
Yes.
You know, all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
They go and kill a woman with little children up in the north, and you say, no, you were not
Cameroon soldiers. It's not Cameroon soldiers. Until they have to prove it forensically, and then he wins. Then he says, oh, we're investigating, we've captured them. You think anybody is in jail for that?
For what? Nobody is anywhere. That's La Republique. So that is how they go and embarrass themselves, because they don't know any better. They are struggling to contain what is happening to them, and there is no way. You know, these people have lied to themselves. They have been believing their lies, and we are exposing them to the world. And it's coming in different forms.
Yes.
I think there are other ones that we are going to talk about down in the show, but it is coming in every facet. Their lies. We have opened the roof. We have taken the roof off of the house. So everything that was covered in that house is now open in the air, and the world is seeing.
Yes.
Everything that they have built, that Cameroon is Africa in miniature and all this and that, all those lies they have crumbled.
No, it's no Africa in miniature. It's a French creation run as the tightest dictator. As a tightest dictatorship that really shouldn't be existing in the 21st century.